Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Last Rites. I guess it's topical. It's going to be something a little bit different today. Let's review a company. But if you have already, thank you very much. And if you haven't, give us a subscribe. It's free, and it'll be like booping a little red nose. Like, boop, press that. It'll be lovely and helpful. Anyway, let's review a company called EaseMyTrip that I've used this week. We're going to go through my experiences. We're going to go through some reviews, and then I'll get a little crazy. But if you just bear with me on this one. So I needed to book a flight from Brazil to London. It wasn't even for me, but I had to book a flight from Brazil to London and then a return, which went through Madrid, right? Nice. Go through Google Flights, blah, blah, blah. I prefer going direct to airline, but I've used a third-party one called Kiwi before. It's very good. You have to just watch out for the layovers and the baggage stuff and all that, but then we can get a good deal. I had two options. One was EaseMyTrip, one was something else. But I didn't know either one, so I just took a punt. I was like, let's go with this one. Let's go with EaseMyTrip. That sounds easy. So I take that punt. I take that pill. I take the punt. Buy it. And what these agencies do, right? They sell you the ticket and then they go and book it. But I guess they've got some good relationship with the airline or good APIs or whatever that can pull it through. So I booked this flight for whatever it was, 600 quid, nearly 700 quid. Get it done. Now, days later, I get an email, urgent response required. We urgently need to contact you about your booking. I'm like, here we go. So I contact them. I'm walking back from Asda in Manchester, and they say, due to first of all, they say they're in Middlesex, but I'm not sure, or Southall, I think it is. I'm not sure about this. We'll see. I think the company's based in India, at least. Horrific reviews, but we'll go over some of those. But I didn't know, right? I just booked it. They say, there's a visa issue with your flight. For the connection back to Madrid, there's a visa issue. It's like a 5-hour layover or something. But I thought, it's a non-EU national that's going to be on the flight. So maybe I was walking, I was busy, I was sweating, I had my chicken in my bag, wanted to get home. So I said, all right, okay, got back. They call me, sir. First of all, they were getting my name wrong. Then it's like, sir, okay, yes, it's because of a visa issue, blah, blah, blah. And I said, that's interesting. Could you put all that in writing, though, and I'll have a look? You've got this other flight that's £400 more expensive, so now I'm paying 1,100 quid, which I didn't want to do. I was like, just send me the email so I can see what's going on. They've already taken the 700, right? But now they can't put me on this flight. They reckon they're doing me a favor because there's a visa issue by staying at Madrid airport for 6 hours versus what they offered, which is a layover of 1 hour. Now I've got home and sat down. This is sending off some alarm bells. So I did all my little Googling. Found out it's not the case. Obviously, if you need a visa, you do. If you don't, you don't. And that would be up to 24 hours in any Spanish airport connecting through, except for certain nationalities. And Brazil is not one of them. So I come back with that and say, well, I've had a look. And the visa issue that you told me is not true. It was deceptive tactics. And bearing in mind, they've also sent me 2 links and told me I need to pay the extra £400 now because there's a few seats left. And I said, well, these are pressuring tactics. You've also been deceptive because you've told me about this visa issue. Then I get an email saying, oh, no, just take your time then. Just take your time to give us the 400 quid. Okay. So then I complain further. I think I DM'd one of them on Twitter. EaseMyTrip, go say hi. And they got back to me. To be fair, they got back to me pretty quickly on email. And they said, okay, we're going to investigate. And it went on another day, still no reply. So I said, do you know what, Peter, if that's what your real name is, do you know what? Just give us the money back. I've lost faith in the company. Just give it back. Or there'll be further action. Now, I assume they thought I meant legal further action. I haven't got a lawyer. I might have paid a visit to the shop that I found on Google Earth. I might have gone 5 hours out my way to go to this shop. And then we'll see what happens. But to be fair, they did give me a full refund, right? But they lied to me about this visa issue. It was a lie. I told them to give it to me in writing. They wouldn't. They just stopped replying. So clearly the agent had lied to me. Now, whether it's a company tactic or the agent tactic, I don't know. I'm not saying anything, but somebody wanted me to pay 400 quid on false pretenses, right? Whether or not they couldn't get this ticket or they just wanted to make more commission, who knows? But yeah, that's that. But we can look at some reviews. This will get more interesting, guys. This isn't just This isn't just me moaning, although it is me moaning a little bit. Now, it's only 15% 1-star reviews, but if we're honest, some of these are calling it a looting company. Don't use this looting company. And it's always like, just be patient. Had the worst experience. Waited 14 days. 2 weeks now since my reschedule. They said they would get back to me. Had the worst experience. And if you look at their tweet replies, it's all like, they just keep saying, be patient, be patient, be patient. So I thought I'd been taken, right? That's why I said there's going to be action. You need to do this. I've laid out what you've done that's wrong and probably illegal. And they did give me a refund. But there seems to be a lot of other people in that boat. But that's, I think that was a fair thing for me to do, right? I did get my money back, but I'm not using them again. But let's find some good reviews. Well, we can have some fun. Let's find some good reviews. Here are some good reviews from September 10th, 2001 of EaseMyTrip.com. The reviews are by Mohammed Atta, Abdulaziz Al Amari, Wael Al Shari, Walid Al Shari, and Satam Al Sakami. Let me just read they've done a poll review for tickets that they may have used EaseMyTrip for on September 10th, 2001. We are very happy with our experience with EaseMyTrip. 5 stars. Yesterday, September 10th, 2001, we purchased tickets from Logan International Airport, Boston to Los Angeles. EaseMyTrip were absolutely brilliant. It was good value. The agents didn't lie to us. It was just really smooth service. Everything we needed to do. We made a couple of mistakes with the names. They changed. No problem. Really good service. The one thing they did make the mistake on is they accidentally diverted the planes to New York. Instead of going to Los Angeles, we ended up in New York and somewhere outside Washington, and one of us went to the Pentagon. Now, we thought, you know what? We're on the way to New York. Let's do some sightseeing. We can do a bit of Times Square. We'll get the money back for EaseMyTrip. They're great. We'll do a bit of Times Square. We'll go to Katz's Diner off Mann vs. Food. Have you seen that with the pastrami's and the gherkins? Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to get there. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just about to get on the planes, and we'll see what happens. It's they have said we're going to New York. We've got a couple of box cutters on us. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. We'll have a bit of a party. But I'm not saying in any way, I'm not saying that EaseMyTrip.com had anything to do with 9/11. I'm not. But these are reviews that I'm reading on this site here by these guys. I don't know. It's the name of the fuzzyreview.com or something. But there we go. It's your decision if you want to use EaseMyTrip.com. They are not a sponsor of this show. Should I just start saying they're a sponsor? This is sponsored by EaseMyTrip.com. Please use with the promo code wait 2 weeks for your refund or more. But go and look at the tweet replies to them. Now, I did go a bit Twitter wild with them on Friday. I had a couple of beers. With them, didn't I? But those tweets have gone now. I didn't want that on my page, but give us a follow and find out, I guess. And if you haven't, fine. And if you want to, please subscribe. This isn't just company reviews. You know what I get up to on this channel, but this is just something that I felt was a good thing to do. And now, listen, the balance. I gave you a bad personal review. I read some real bad reviews, and we gave you some good reviews from these guys on September 10th, 2001, who say that they used EaseMyTrip. I don't know if it's real or not. So, yeah, there we go. And I remember where the camera was. I don't know if the nipples are sticking out of the Brazil shirt. Why do you keep talking about that, Carl? I have no idea. Anyway, EaseMyTrip.com. Sponsors of the last race. They're not sponsors of the last race. They're not. They're absolutely not. There is a sponsor I could read out, but we'll move on for another day. Thank you very much for this, giving me 9 minutes of your time. If you made it to the good reviews, I thank you. If you bailed when you thought, we've got a Karen on our hands here. But yeah, if you're booking flights, be careful. If you're using one of those third-party agents, I travel a lot. Just be a little bit careful. Kiwi, I'd say, have done me well so far, but you just always have to look at the layover and always have to look sometimes without baggage and all that. I travel a lot without baggage anyway. But yeah, EaseMyTrip is not easy. Subscribe to The Last Race, and I'll be back with something else. It isn't a company review soon. Until then, enjoy New York.